Hey guys, it's Matty here, and welcome back to the Day with Matty live show. And so we're gonna do their video right now. Oh no, first we're gonna do commercials. Um, so really quickly, are you gonna show the? Oh yeah, they're all right there. And first commercial. We're gonna do the commercials first. Anderson Detector Shafts is one of the largest manufacturers of aftermarket detector parts. They have been making metal detecting accessories for almost 20 years. That's a lot longer than I've been alive. They specialize in replacement shafts and lower rods. So make sure you go check them out at www.andersondetectorshafts.com. Are you in the market for a new detecting shovel? Look no further. Predator Tools has the best digging tools in my opinion. They are made in America out of USA certified steel. Right now, I'm using the Model 24 Phoenix, and I love it. So make sure to go check them out at PredatorTools.com. And if you are looking to buy or sell World War II helmets, get in touch with George Lesh from Predator Tools. I would like to thank the Facebook group Everything Fun and Collectibles for the great prizes they donated to the show for us to give away to you guys. A lot of the stuff we have here for prizes has been donated by them. Not everything, but a lot of it. Like the gold, not gold, um, a lot. So make sure you go check them out. That's Everything Fun and Collectible. And our last sponsor is Calico. Make sure you check out their awesome products. And when making a purchase, use the discount code Matty. That's either all capitals or all lowercase MATTY. So, so make sure you go and check out Calico. Though that's after the show, of course. Tonight's guests are is Relic Dirty Hands, um, Laurie Gagne, and Eruc Danis.
Let's see that! Oh my gosh. Fishy. And
My first coin of the year.
coin! I'm sure it's a coin! It's a coin! I got a coin! Woo! Oh my gosh, I'm shaking. Another coin! 2,100 coins for me today! That's freaking out. Oh my god, it is! It is! It is! It is! You did it! Oh,
Yeah,
it is!
it is.
It is! Oh my god! Oh my god, it's Chancellor! The blood! Oh, so cool! Way to go, baby!
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice, eh? Oh, yeah.
Yeah!
Silver dime. Beat a dime.
Seated dive! Oh! What is it? What is it?
1833.
1833!
So that was the intro video for Laurie Gagne and Eruc Danis, Relic Dirty Hands. Howdy.
Hey,
Hi.
how's it going, Matty?
It's going good. Yourself?
Oh, awesome.
So really quickly, we're gonna go over the giveaways for the show. I know there's a lot of stuff to do before we get to the actual show. So tonight we have our giveaways are a 1985 Royal Australian Mint set. It's beautiful looking. I took some of those pictures, and yeah, it's amazing. The next giveaway we have is a 1922 peace dollar. Amazing condition, beautiful. Mwah. It's amazing. Next we have the Minuteman detecting pouch from Omega Mill. Make sure you go check them out at omegamill.com. Thanks for donating that to the show. And finally, if we hit 150 live views on this show, we will be giving away a gold bar, half a gram of gold. So now Now we can get to the show. Yeah. So, how are you doing tonight?
We're doing great.
Yeah.
Doing great. Cold,
Yeah.
but good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Outside it's doing a mixture of raining, hailing, and snowing at different times of the day. So it's
Sounds like here.
yeah.
Yeah. It
Have you?
was bad. I was working outside today, Matty. It was so cold. It was awful. On a roof.
I had to make him some hot chicken soup when he got home.
I brought my hoodie to school, but then I forgot it at the school, and then I had to walk to the house in the rain and the hail.
It's been
And
freezing.
and let's just say it's not a very it's a decent walk from the bus stop to the house. And I forgot my hoodie, so I was walking like this.
Oh my gosh, you guys are tough. You guys are tough. Tough kids.
Yeah. Without these days, we wouldn't appreciate the nice ones, you know?
Yeah.
That's true.
Um
That's true.
so have you gone out detecting recently?
I almost went last weekend. I was just on the edge. I wasn't sure, and I decided not to go. It was really cold, and I have lots of stuff to do before all the snow comes and winter sets in. So
The last time we went for a hunt was 2 weeks ago.
yeah, it was two weeks ago. So it was cold. It was cold.
Oh man, I was bundled up. I had my spring jacket with my winter jacket on top. Like I can't handle the cold. I can't. And usually I don't follow him all the way to the end of the year. Usually a few digs at the end, I'm like, I'm done. But this year I promised myself I'd follow him till the end. And I did.
Nice.
Actually, she went on a hunt.
That's right.
She went on a hunt without me.
Last week.
So yeah, you went.
Last week, yeah.
You went longer than I did.
Yeah.
Nice.
Actually.
All this just this week, well, last week, we're going out detecting and doing a video for our YouTube. Make sure to go check that out. What's it called? We have a YouTube channel, Digging Adventures. It's both me and my dad on there. You guys should go check it out.
Everybody should go.
When we hit 2,000 subscribers, we might do some challenge or something. I don't know, something or another.
We always got stuck on that. Every time we hit a milestone, we always got stuck. Like we wanted to do something, and then we kind of got stuck. What do we do? And then, so I just want to say thank you to our subscribers that are watching. We really do appreciate them, but we've never done contests, and it's just something that we're shy to do.
When I well, yeah, never mind. So anyways, how long have you both been detecting for?
10?
Yeah,
11?
2009. So 10 years.
I started in 2009. He pretty much started in 2010.
Yeah.
All right.
Laurie was. She was the one that decided we were going to metal detect.
And he thought I was crazy. He thought it was crazy. I was on a beach and it was really cold in October and I was super excited and he just kept seeing me pull out bottle caps and garbage and he was just like, this is nuts. And he just left and went and sat in the car to warm up and stuff. But as soon as I found my first large scent, that was it. I couldn't get the machine. We were fighting over the machine because we shared one machine for like years and years. And it was a fight to get it away from him. He hogged it all the time. No, I'm kidding.
We actually shared one. We shared one detector for 6 or 7 years.
6 or 7 years, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We took turns.
Only one of you could detect at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was great because we also had the kids with us. So we were taking turns. So the kids really got, a lot of, they built forts and lean-tos and swings, and we taught them edible medicinal plants while we were out there. So while one was detecting, the other one was with the kids, and then we'd all gather up as soon as somebody found something and high five. Yay!
Wow.
It was a lot of fun.
Nice.
It was a lot of fun. They don't follow us as much anymore this year,
Aww.
but I hope they come back into it again.
I remember when I first started detecting, my dad had already been detecting for a good like 20 years, and he had. I was like, hey dad, I want to start detecting. Okay, just went in the closet and pulled out a detector. Here you go.
That's it.
He had one of his old detectors in there. He's like, here. I just started detecting.
You detected a lot with the CTX, didn't you?
Yes, I detected a lot with it. I detected so much that I was afraid that I have like one really big and muscular arm, and the other one's just like, boop, 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 like all wiggly.
Because you were so little, and that's such like a heavy machine. That was
Yeah.
really impressive. I remember.
Yeah, I
I remember.
remember going to events with the CTX, and people would be like, "Man, that's a bulky machine." I'm like, "Yeah, that's mine." And they look at me in the machine like, "Okay,
Oh,
okay."
that's great.
That's a nice detector.
That's a really nice
Yeah.
detector.
Next year I might use it a bit more because I haven't used it in a while. I'll probably be like, "Man, I remember this machine. Oh, it's so heavy." Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's a heavy machine, but I've heard it was really well balanced. So
Yes. It was
yeah.
it also got really deep targets. It was a really good machine.
We've hunted people with CTXs for the past 10 years since the CTX came out, and we've always seen them go, and we've always been really impressed with that machine.
Yeah.
Really, really impressed with it.
So your go-to machine now, Matty, is the Equinox?
Well, as of right now, yeah, it's a lot lighter. It if you have it it's light. You can use it. It's really good as well.
Yeah.
If you get the right settings on it, you can get pretty deep. Not as deep as a CTX, but it still goes deep. You know?
Yeah.
The
That's great.
CTX was just the depth master. Yeah.
It was just, it seemed to have, it was like a cherry picker is what I used to call the CTX.
You ever
Just
My dad has videos of one of our old spots that we can unfortunately no longer go to because, well, it's flooded. But either way, he has a video of him out there with like a almost 2 foot deep hole, and he pulls out a ring at the bottom
I
with
think
the
I remember that.
CTX.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that. That was you, right? That found it?
That was my
I
dad.
remember seeing that. That was probably 3 years ago.
I don't know. I've lost track of time.
I think it's about 3, 4 years ago. I remember that.
Yeah.
I thought that was really impressive.
I also found my what's it called? Real with the CTX. I found a lot of stuff with it. It was just an
Nice.
amazing machine.
Yet.
Yeah.
I'm
You
gonna
found a real.
Well, we have on our videos, you'll see there's Matt Thompson, our friend that we metal detect a lot with,
yeah.
and he uses the CTX. And yeah, I've been very impressed with some of the stuff he's pulled
The
out and where
speed
he's
he can
pulled it
go
out.
to. The speed.
I always remember that time where there was a few plugs and it's super, super trashy. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
And he was like micro wiggling,
Yeah,
and you
I
could
know where
just
you're
hear that little high tone in
Just
there, and
that
it ended up
little-
being this huge 1 penny token in the trash.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like, oh,
It was impressive.
right
It
between
was
the
really
plugs,
impressive.
like
Yeah.
of other coins that we dug.
Yeah.
All of you guys in the who are watching, did you guys like the CTX? I did. It was amazing. I'm probably gonna use it more next year. So what was your first machine that you both used?
Our very first machine that we bought it used out of somebody's trunk in a parking lot, and it was a green machine, the Garrett GTAX 550.
Hmm.
So a Garrett 550.
I have never heard of that machine.
Yeah, it's a dinosaur.
Yeah.
It's a dinosaur now. I mean, at the time it was a pretty good machine, but it was already a dinosaur then. But we were looking for a good machine, and nowhere around us sold machines. Like there was nothing available, and I wanted mine like yesterday. So I went online and
I think we got it through
found it.
Kijiji, right?
I don't know if it was through
Something like that.
Yeah, through one of those websites anyway.
It's a very basic machine. It probably goes about 6 inches max.
Probably about 4 today.
One tone, a discrimination pattern, and it would chime on a high conductor.
Yeah.
It was good.
you
I mean,
got
we
the-
found
the-
some great stuff.
So
We found some.
so it seems like back then it was a dinosaur, but now it's a fossil. That's what
It's
Hold on.
yeah, you
Right
can
now,
say
it's
that.
at my cousin's farm somewhere. Actually.
Yeah, it's at your cousin's
Yeah.
farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, still have it.
Yeah.
We can-
But actually, I think the next year we bought the White's MXT
Yeah.
Pro, and we hunted with the MXT Pro
For a really long time. 6.
for me until 2 years ago. I was swinging the MXT Pro
Yeah.
all the time.
And then I finally got, after the MXT Pro, that's when I bought the MX Sport. And I used the MX Sport for about 2 seasons. And that's when I went to my Equinox and fell in love.
Yeah,
It was the best thing that ever happened.
Wait, do you have the 600 or 800?
Oh, I have the 800.
Okay, yeah.
I'm so in love with that machine, though. I'm just absolutely glowing because compared to my previous 2 years before that, it just rejuvenated.
Yeah.
It just rejuvenated everything.
Laurie's been doing really well with the Equinox.
Yeah.
Really well.
You have to
Even
use it.
at sites that we've pounded for years, we go back and she's pulling stuff out.
Yeah.
So.
But you do too whenever you use it too. You come back and
No, I've used it a bit. I've been swinging the Safari lately.
the past year.
Yeah.
Real quickly, guys, sorry for the inconvenience if I'm not being loud enough for the people watching. Just we have the new headset and everything. The only way I can think of being, well, louder is, well, you know, me being louder with my voice. If I put it too close, then you guys hear my breathing, you know what I mean? That's not what everyone's gonna want. You don't come on a Day with Madeline show just to hear every 5 seconds. No.
Darth Vader. Star Wars, right?
You underestimate my power. And you said that right now you're using the CTX? Not CTX, the Equinox.
Yeah, the Equinox 800.
Yeah.
And that's been for the past 2 seasons since it came out. And like I said, I'm so happy. Like it's been great. It's a machine, you know, everybody has a machine out there for them. And I truly believe that there's a machine for everybody out there. And it feels so good when you get your hands on the machine that's right for you. And that's how I really feel about the Equinox, the Equinox 800. It's just been just perfect for me.
Yeah.
It's
It's very versatile.
so versatile.
Really.
Anywhere I go, it doesn't matter the location. Doesn't matter if there's like towers and wires. That was my big issue. And mineralization in the ground. It's like, it doesn't matter. It can conquer everything, no matter the location I go to, from fields to beach. It doesn't matter. There's a setting for it. And
Who knows? You might be able to find a large set on the moon with that thing.
let's go detecting the moon. I'm up for that adventure for sure.
Yeah. So what was it that got you into detecting?
Pardon?
What was it that got you into detecting?
Ooh, I think
For me, it was Laurie. Got me into detecting.
What got
Well-
Laurie into detecting?
for me as a kid, I was playing around my dad's basement and I came across this machine and I went and asked him what it was and he picked it up at a garage sale. To this day, I have no idea what that machine was. Somehow it disappeared from his basement. But I had gotten batteries in it and I cranked everything up to its max. And I was probably about 16, 17 at the time, not knowing what the max was, including probably max discrimination. I probably didn't hear anything at all. Anyways, it didn't work. I brought it back in. And then one day, Eruc was working with a guy that was showing him some of his metal detecting finds. And he came home and he's like, wow, I heard about, metal detecting. And then I told him about my experience. And right then and there, I think we talked about it. And the very next morning while he was sleeping, I was online. And I woke him up with a coffee. And I'm like, honey, can we buy a metal detector? I found one. We could go pick it up today.
That's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's pretty much
It's
how
the guy
it
at work.
started.
He piqued
The guy-
my interest.
Yeah, his name was Pete.
We hired this carpenter, and he metal detected as a hobby. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And one morning, we were up in the garage, in the shop, and he says, "Come and see. I went digging yesterday," and he brings me to the back of his pickup, and typical metal detectorist truck, you know, like a bunch of rusty stuff and pull tabs, caps, and I'm looking at that, and like, okay,
What a mess.
and then he pulled out this little silver ring and an old coin, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Ah.
Yeah.
And I mentioned that. That's true. I mentioned it to you. And
Yeah.
And then you.
And then I went off, and then
you
it was,
decided we were doing it.
And then it was winter time. And during the spring, I finally decided I wanted to find an old coin. So I contacted my grandfather, and at the time he had an old 1700s farm, a late 1700 farm. So I went there, and that's when I found my first large cent. And I was told Eruc at work. He's working. I'm trying to explain what I found. I'm shaking. I'm like, I've never seen anything like this. It was huge. Like, what is it? It says 1 penny, but pennies are this small. It was one of the most, like, it was exciting. It was a really exciting moment. And I'll never forget that on the phone with you. And then you got the guy on the phone, and then he's like, "Yeah, you found a large cent."
Yeah, it was that guy that I ID'd it over the phone.
Yeah.
Ah, nice. So,
Dogs.
really quickly, we're gonna do a giveaway. We are So we are giving away a 1985 Royal Australian Mint set, as you can see from the picture up there. So we're going to take the magical bucket. I could have grabbed that, you know. Got the bucket.
Nice red.
Thanks. Get a random name. Get the bucket back. No. Don't mind me. Alright, so the winner is Trish Large. Don't know if you can see that. She won last week. I don't know. So Trish Large, are you here? I totally didn't accidentally elbow the green screen. I would never do that.
Oops.
I would never. As long as it doesn't fall over like before, we're alright. Oh yeah, did I mention that the thing fell over before the show started and we were panicking to get the green screen settings good again? I don't know. I'm 246 new comments behind up there. So congratulations, Trish Large. Make sure you get your information out to us, and we will send this right out to you. Just take this somewhere.
I was like,
There we go.
right.
I have hairs on me. Okay. Anyways, so what is your favorite find?
So.
You can't ask that. That's the impossible question.
Yeah.
Oh, favorite of all?
You can pick
Can I
a
choose one of
few
his? Can I choose one of his?
if you want to. Yeah, I guess.
It would. Okay.
I don't think that's fair.
What was my okay? Okay, for this year, I'll just say my favorite find this year was on my birthday, and Matty, my son Matty, we call him Matty too. So my son Matty, he's there, and he pulled out all the corn stalks, because we all know how hard it is. You know, you hit the corn stalks; it's kind of hard. So
yeah.
he removed 2 rows of corn stalks for me because it was my birthday.
Aww.
And he told me, he goes, "Okay, Mom, swing over here." So I told everybody, "That's mine. No one go there." And sure enough, it was right near the end. And I swing, and that's when I found my Hibernia. It's a 1760s?
Late 1760s.
Wow.
Late 1760s Hibernia. So it's my oldest coin, and I got to find it on my birthday. And Matty pulled up those corn stalks for me. So that was
nice.
That. And actually, my weirdest, I think kind of it's not made out of metal, and it just looks like an egg. It just looks like an egg.
Okay.
I found it at a dump, and it's actually a training egg for chickens. So it's actually a really old dump. So this they used to put in, and I have chickens. So that was kind of a really fun relic for me.
Nice.
I know it's not like your axe or your trade axe or whatever, but no, yeah. But that was mine. What were yours? Oh,
If I'd have a hard time choosing my favorite find, honestly, Matty.
that's your relic, I'm sure.
But I'd have to say
your trade silver spill.
Yeah.
That was my favorite.
One of my
That's what I was gonna say. If I could choose one of his, it was gonna be his fur trade silver spill. So it dates from.
I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah, I think so.
Which one is it?
So basically, it was a spill. So on the bottom, there's 6 bobs or earrings there. And there was 2 rings, finger rings, and one of the ring brooches were all in the same hole.
Nice.
As a spill.
Yeah.
So that's from the fur trade.
The fur trade era. So that was all, like, it was all in a little clump all together.
Nice.
And I was gonna say that's my favorite of his.
It's one of my favorite finds for sure.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Then we found trade axes.
This year.
This is the one you found before, which is the 1600s Biscayne.
A few years ago, I found this one.
Whoa.
So it's a
16.
French Biscay axe from the late early 1600s, probably.
Oh, that is old.
It's got the maker's mark on it. So this one here I found this year, which is much smaller. You can see the difference.
It's a baby.
This would have been a belt. They would
This
consider
is a
that
belt
a belt
axe again.
It's like a little baby axe.
Yeah.
And see, I found a belt axe too, and mine's a Hudson Bay Company axe, but it's not as impressive as 1600s, but it was from the 1800s, but it's still an Hudson Bay Company axe, and it was my trade axe that I found too, and I didn't even know what I had at the time, and somebody ID'd it for me, and I was like, my first trade piece. It was exciting.
Seems your axes up there are different from our axes down here.
Yeah, these ones are, they made them, and they were trading with the natives.
Yeah.
So they came from France. They're being made in France. The Biscayne ones, the French ones, and they would come down like even on the ships and everything. It would come and trade and all that sort of stuff. So those are really, that's.
What was that? Their viewers want to know where they're from. Someone wants to know where you're from.
We're in Quebec. Quebec, Canada. We're actually just a little north of Ottawa. So we're at western Quebec.
We're 3 hours away from New York for the people in the U.S. I think it took us 3.5 hours to get to New York. So that.
Yeah.
All the axes that we find over here, I'm pretty sure are not old like yours, which might be the reason why they're different. Because all the axes we find are like, they go like this. It's like, they sort of have, they're all rusty, and it's like, well, add it to the pile, you know.
We find a lot of those
too. We find a lot of those as well, yeah. But you could tell when you pull out a trade axe, just the shape of it, you know, you could see that it's...
Yeah, it's from the, New France era and the trading here. So we didn't have a lot of settlement in our area, not really early settlement. It was mostly trade posts around here. The French had trade posts, and there wasn't really anything around here until 1800. So everything prior was trade activity.
Yeah. The mid-1800s. I mean, early 1800s, you had a handful of people here.
Yeah.
It was all natives. I mean, they had a treaty as well, so they didn't develop in this area for quite a long time.
Yeah, the French had a treaty with the Algonquins that no one was to settle down up the Ottawa River. Because it was reserved as their hunting territory and campgrounds and that.
And then the British.
And then after the 7 Years' War, and the French lost to the British.
Yeah.
The British came up the river and surveyed the land, and there was the remains of the French posts that the French had burnt down. It took what? There was a few squatters around. I guess there was a few squatters. But yeah, it didn't really start till the British came in, like the.
Say 1820s is when it started really.
Yeah, it's sort of like that as well down here in the USA, where a lot of the territory like west of the what's it called, the I believe it's the Appalachians west of us. Yeah, the all the Native American tribes over there had their own like territory for them made by the British when they took over that land. But then when the USA got independence, it was like, hey, that wasn't our treaty, so your land's ours now. That's sort of how it
That's
Yeah,
went.
exactly what happened here.
that's what happened here.
Huh?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I know. So, what was something funny or scary that happened to you while you were detecting?
Funny or scary?
I
Yeah.
know, scary.
Funny was me running down the farm field yelling out it wasn't fair. And scary would be the bear. So which one do you want to hear?
I'm willing to hear both.
Okay, well, recently this year, it just seemed to happen that every really old site I would go to, I would pull out a clad coin. Now we get to this site where we found some native stuff. Matt Thompson, he invited us on the hunt, and we call it Indian Hill. And I got super excited because I saw silver in the hole. So it was like, called Eruc over. I didn't even pull it out yet. I'm thinking I've got Spanish, and I pull it out, and it's a recent quarter. And right at that time, Matt yells out, Spanish! And I was like, so I ran down, I'm running down the farm field yelling, it's not fair, it's not fair. And Eruc had the camera on, so he totally got it. So that's, I just kept getting that this year. I just kept pulling out clad in these really old sites while they were pulling out some older coins.
Get her on a 1700s farm field and she'll pull out all the modern coins there.
All the modern coins there.
Yeah.
And I guess the bear story was the scariest and one of the first ones we had. This was before we carried bear spray or bear bells or anything with us. And we were actually cutting through this really small little path, and we heard this.
It was very dense.
Very dense. Like you could not see in the bush. It was a deer trail we're following. And all of a sudden we hear this really odd noise. And at first we thought it was a horse. And then we I remember seeing on the satellites and everything that there's no farms close by. So Eruc was smashing his shovel. We were making noise. We were talking. We know that there's bears around. Yeah. Anyways, we heard it again. And then we realized it was a bear. And we had the little kids. And at the time they were like, 3, 4 years old. And my son had all these burrs stuck to him. And he's there. And I told him, I'm like, okay, come on, let's go. Let's go back up to where the car is. And he's like, he's there and he's like, no, I got all these burrs stuck to me. And I'm like, Matty, move. And he still wouldn't. And then finally Eruc looks at him and goes, Matty, there's a bear. So all of a sudden we were walking, Eric's walking backwards with a shovel, and we finally made it back. But the whole time we were walking, we can hear him following and stalking us and huffing and puffing at us.
Yeah, he was lipping.
He was lipping,
upset.
he was really upset.
I think we cornered him.
Excuse me.
We couldn't see, and he didn't hear us. Maybe we were coming around the bend, and we cornered it. And he was, we couldn't even see it.
We couldn't even see it.
We could hear it like 30, 40 feet away in the bush. Yeah. And he followed us. The sound followed us all the way out, lipping and growling. We laughed so hard when that happened until later that night. I laughed. It was just like this instinct. And then later that night, we actually realized we had the little kids with us. That could have been very different. So we bought bear spray. His mom bought me bear bells for my birthday. She bought me bear bells for my birthday. That was really cool. So now we take more precautions now when we go out in the dense forests and stuff. Yeah. Don't tell those kind of stories to my mom.
No. She'll never let us go out again.
So we're gonna 2 things real quick. 1, Doug Bowden, I am not a turkey. And number 2, giveaway. So we're gonna be giving away the Minuteman pouch donated to us by Omega Mill. Make sure you go check him out, OmegaMill.com. And the winner is... Sorry if I say your name wrong. David Morissetti. I think that's how you... Oh no, David Morissette. Here's how you spell it. Dad. Are you here, David Morissette? Um... Every time I cough, I'm gonna mute myself so I don't blow out everyone's eardrums.
You're lucky you can mute your cough. I couldn't mute mine earlier.
Yeah. Totally didn't just headbutt the curtain, the green screen. Don't worry about it. Wow, we've been live for 43 minutes.
Ready?
No, we haven't. Never mind. We already had the thing going on before all this, so don't worry about it. Never mind. It's 8:35. So
He's here.
he is here. Congratulations, David Morissette. Get your information out to my dad, and we will send out the Minuteman pouch to you.
Tell him we still have silver. We still have.
It takes a lot of practice to get this good.
Tell him what we still have to give away.
Yeah.
Tell him what
What?
we still have to give away.
What?
Tell him what we still have left.
Oh, okay. We still have to give away a peace dollar later on in the show. Make sure you stay tuned for that. I was busy talking to them. I couldn't hear you. So, Christmas is coming, and yesterday during our test, we heard about how I believe you like to sing. So, would you like to sing us a Christmas song?
I have a really I don't sing at all, man. I have a really bad voice. I play guitar.
Oh, you play
That's a
guitar.
good voice.
Yeah,
He has a good voice.
If you're able
but
to, can you play us like a Christmas symphony on the guitar then?
You could sing.
I'm able to
it,
sing.
it would be complicated, Matty. I'll tell you what. My son, just last week, my guitar fell, and one of the tuning keys on it broke.
Oh.
So I'd have to set up, like I'd have to bring an amp and an electric guitar over here and all that kind
Don't
of
worry
stuff.
about it. It's alright.
I
I can just sing for you. I can just sing in your place.
That'd be
Yes,
awesome.
yes,
You know what? I'll do that at the end of the show, okay?
please. Maybe we could sing. I'm gonna try.
Should I ask that one? The special one? Alright. This question has been asked throughout the ages to many people who come and go to the Dean with Matty show. This is the most serious question on here. Are you ready?
Yes.
Do you like pizza?
Oh yes, and you know what? I love pineapple on my pizza. We love pineapple bacon. Is our favorite.
That's
Sorry.
true.
It's our favorite.
I don't know how to feel about that.
I know, yes.
I know. I'm sorry.
Their favorite kind of pizza is pineapple and bacon.
You know, sometimes we'll like mix it up and we don't put the pineapple,
My
but
emotions went from happy to confused as to what I should feel right now.
I think it's an acquired taste because as a child I didn't like it. I have to admit, I didn't like Hawaiian pineapple ham pizza when I was younger, but I don't know, it like acquired, and it's just an acquired taste, I guess, just like olives.
Also,
Add some olives too.
when we hit 2,000 subscribers on my channel, I will eat a pineapple pizza, and I will regret it.
Oh, I have to see that.
Right now we have like 1,300 subscribers. We still have
Oh, boy.
700 subscribers to go. Come on, guys.
Okay,
Chop chop.
subscribe. I want to see that.
Quick question. Where'd you get the name Relic Dirty Hands from?
That was quite the spur of the moment.
Yeah.
we came back from a metal detecting hunt, and we had joined a forum. We heard about a forum that would be able to help us with our finds and stuff, which was the Canadian Metal Detecting Forum.
CMD.
Yeah, CMD. And I was logging in, and then they asked for a username. And I look at Eric, I'm like, okay, what? And we just started metal detecting, so we're trying to come up with something, and we just came back. And I looked down, and my hands were dirty, and I'm like, well, relic dirty hands, and there's more than one of us, and and actually it was just dirty hands. It started just dirty hands. And then when I started my YouTube channel, they asked for a first and last name. And I didn't have a choice but to give a first and last name because you weren't allowed to do the one name anymore when I had joined. So I figured as a first name, Relic, and then Dirty Hands, because we were finding so many relics and we love our relics and stuff like that too. So at the time, I mean,
It was
we
our
love
handle.
coins and jewelry and everything else too, but it was our Dirty Hands, and it was just typing on the forum and trying to come up with a
It was
name.
our handle on the forum to start with.
Yeah.
It was the both of us
So-
as one on the forum, right?
Just like
So
how we
instead of
shared a machine, we also
putting a
shared
name,
account.
we just put their hands. And,
Over here,
Facebook account. Shared that for years.
the way we came up with Dig with Matty was just as simple as trying to think of a name. It was like, how about Dig with Matty? Sounds good. And that's all.
Some of the greatest names are made that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how we got our name, and I kind of just always kept it from the very first, since we started. Pretty much the year after we started metal detecting, pretty much Dirty Hands it became.
Yeah.
Then Relic Hands.
So, what would, if you could detect anywhere in the world, where would it be? Besides Canada.
Besides Canada,
Because you live there already.
yeah.
I know where I'd want to go. I think we both want to go there. We've talked about this before. Because both of our ancestors are from France. And I think in France, somewhere in France.
If I were to pick a place, I'd probably say Rome, Italy, because, the Roman Empire, that was their capital for a while. And apparently a lot of the emperors, when they'd be like, if they're like wealthy, sometimes, in like the cartoons when the kings like throw their coins into the crowd, that was something that a few emperors did. I don't know, if you detect that there, you might be able to find some gold Roman coins.
Yeah.
Gold. We've never
That'd
found
be
a gold
nice.
coin
Me
yet.
neither.
That's something that's
No.
eluded us.
Now,
We've never
Yeah.
found it.
On the wish list.
Yeah.
here's
One of the things.
here's a question. If you could detect with anyone in the world, who would it be?
Keychain ringing.
Yeah.
They're so much fun. We got to meet up with them, and honestly, I think they're a lot of fun. I mean, we hunted at the event with them, but just I think they're fun.
Yeah,
Funny.
when I was doing my
I think
here you can go.
I don't know. I've never been asked that question before.
Yeah.
I mean, I can think of a lot of people that I've really wanted to hunt with a really long time, but spontaneously, I think the fun aspect of hunting with them would have been.
Yeah.
That's my answer. You have another answer?
Oh yeah, you can go. Do
You have another answer?
Eric, do you have an answer?
No, I'm okay with that.
So good.
If
God.
yeah, I actually did an interview with them once when I was at Pound the Ground, and
Yeah.
what's it called? The entire time it was just so funny. It was pre-recorded, so we were editing parts out and everything. At one point, Nathan Matthews came over and he was talking to us while it was recording for like a good 10, 15 minutes. And at the end, he's like, "Wait, is that live?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No. It's just pre-recording." And then we edited out that part. I feel like one of these days we should just put up the unedited part, the unedited version of it. I was not gonna to tell you that though. It's not like I'm gonna tell them, "Hey guys, you should post up the unedited version of the thing."
Sometimes the unedited versions can be pretty entertaining.
So do you have any social media like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram that you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, we launched our website. Matt Thompson launched our website, and he's also looking after our merchandise,
Ah,
which reminds me, he created these really awesome find boxes, and you can get them custom made with your own logo on them or whatever you want to get written on them.
Digging with Matty.
You can get digging written with Matty. I love these because with gloves, I mean, when you have gloves, this big thing here, I mean, it's just so easy to open, and they've been fantastic. So he came up with those,
nice.
which is really great. So we launched our website, which is really exciting. And now we actually have our merchandise to share with people if they want to purchase that. That's fantastic. And we are on Facebook. We have Relic Dirty Hands and Friends group. We have our page, Relic Dirty Hands.
Yeah.
Of course, on our YouTube channel, Relic Dirty Hands. And I just started Instagram. So my daughter, I didn't know Instagram. Even Matt's been trying to get us on Instagram for a long time. So I just started Instagram. I think I have 4 or 5 pictures or something on there right now. So we just started on Instagram. So we're newbies on that one. And it took my 11-year-old daughter to teach me.
Yeah, I also don't really know much about Instagram. It's mainly my dad on there.
Yeah.
Stuff happens. So make sure you guys make sure you guys go check out their webpage and their Instagram. You guys heard it, and you guys know where to go.
Right on.
Right on.
Do you have any metal detecting traditions, like things that you do every time you go out, besides bring your detector and stuff,
Eruc has to actually take everything out of our bags. He has to lay it all over the floor. And that's pretty much the tradition before we go out metal detecting. He does it to my gear too, so he looks after my gear, and I'm so thankful because he never forgets anything. But that's why, because he has to take at least probably 45 minutes to an hour. This is why we have to prep the night before we go places, because he has to put everything on the floor, and then he repacks it all.
And you know what? Matty?
And it's good because I forgot my pinpointer when I went alone.
Time, I mentioned earlier, she went on the last hunt, and I wasn't there. She hunted longer than me this year.
Yeah.
I sent her off hunting on her own. Well,
and I had to take care of my own gear.
And she had no pinpointer. She lost the pinpointer.
I thought I lost the pinpointer.
The police
showed up. Oh yeah, they totally showed up on me. Yeah. And it's like I'm standing there, and it's like they took the old train station road, and it's not even a road, it's where the tracks were. And we're standing there, and Andre and I are walking down, and I show him where the station was, and I start explaining everything, and then I turn around, and all of a sudden I see a cop car turning around, and he's actually coming down towards us. And I'm like, so we just move over on the side, and we just wait for him, and I'm like, and then he finally stops and he looks at us and looks up and down. He looks at the detector. He goes, okay, that's good. Just making sure. I thought you were hunters. So somebody called on us thinking that we were hunting. So they thought we were poachers, but we weren't. So yeah, so I got the cops called on me. I forget my pinpointer. Andre and I shared that pinpointer the whole day, which he was so generous about. I mean, he could have left me hanging, but he didn't. So yes, if he doesn't pack the gear, I forget stuff. And your tradition is a great tradition,
exactly,
Eruc.
My point.
Even though I rush you through it sometimes and tell you what's taking so long, we're going to be late. I appreciate that what you do. I really do.
Yeah. Usually when we're like getting ready, it's just a real quick check, and it's like I think to myself, okay, when I'm out detecting, I need my detector check, and I'm gonna need my boots for a walking check, and I just go over everything I'm gonna need. It's like fast done.
Yeah. See, he's been doing it for me for so long that I guess I just didn't. I mean, I grabbed my pouch, my pinpointer was in there, but then I realized my pouch was still full, and I had this box, and I just emptied all the stuff in the box, and the pinpointer fell out, and I didn't notice, and I was in a rush, and I actually thought I retraced my steps all the way down to that station.
You found that pinpointer today.
I found that pinpointer today. Yeah. I was like, Eruc, I didn't lose it. Today. I was looking for relics for the video, and I found it in the box. Yeah. And I was like, this is it.
So you didn't lose it. You just sort of lost it in your box.
I lost it in a way, but I didn't really lose it forever, which I thought maybe somebody picked it up on the road or something.
Yeah.
But no. We still have
Okay, let's see. What's the next question we can ask that we haven't already asked? We're running out of
it.
questions. Do you?
Well, here, I can show something.
Oh, okay.
I'm
If you want
actually
to, you can show something.
something else, which is like one of the cutest, I think, the cutest things ever. Where's the eyeballs? Okay, let's share it. I don't know if can you guys see that? The snakes. It's like two snakes.
Yeah, those are snakes.
So that was found actually between two large suns, so 1800s.
Oh, nice.
And Eruc actually pulled this out of the ground. The first thing he says, don't even have the video out yet. First thing he says is like, "Oh, that's gonna fit Laurie." So it's all dirty, and he comes and gives it to me. And at that time, my detector just died too. Anyways, he goes, "I have something for you," and he actually gives me the ring, and I put it on my finger, and it fits. And I wore it dirty for the whole entire day until we finally got home. But I never take it off. It's like, so I mean, he can buy me a ring, and it wouldn't mean as much as this ring means.
Yeah. My dad would not be a really big fan of that ring, considering the fact that it has snakes on it.
Oh, and it has like these. I thought they were rubies, but somebody said it's probably like amethyst.
The worst part, I learned a lesson that time.
Yes, a big lesson too.
We went hunting there the previous weekend, and I found two large scents, probably 10 feet away from each other. And I remember getting a 14 that was almost on the surface, and I didn't dig it because there was a lot of pull tabs and junk and all sorts of stuff there. And
Makes sense to not really pay attention to a target like that if it's like up close to the surface,
yeah, I figure, it's like I'm looking
There
for old stuff, and this is almost on the surface, and it's a 14, right? So I passed it, and the following weekend we're back around the same area, and I'm like, I want to go back where I found those two large scents and see if there's more stuff there. So I go back in the bush and all that around where I thought I found those large scents, and then I can see like kind of my plugs still. I can kind of see where I dug them. It was the week before.
Yeah.
And I start swinging there, and again I hit that 14. And I just kicked it with my foot. I leaned down, and it was in the leaves and the pine needles and stuff, and it was that gold. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe I passed that.
Lesson learned. I think since then he hasn't been passing the 14s, nor have I. I've been digging like anything repeatable, and it's like, if not, you're gonna miss that gold. Yeah. It's easy to miss. It's easy to miss gold.
Well, you're out there shooting for old coins, right, and relics and stuff, and it's like, crashy air. You gotta make a call, right? Sometimes it's hard.
Yeah, we were at one of our old spots once, and we were just walking down one of the trails, and my dad looks over to the side, and he sees something like on the top of the ground, bends over, it's an old mercury dime, just on top of the ground.
A mercury dime. I haven't found those.
And I was out at an old farm site, and on top of I kid you not, there was a little anthill that went up like this, and on top of it, on top of the anthill, I believe it was an Indian head penny, right, Dad? An Indian head penny.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I'm not
carried it.
I'm not the best child that everyone knows me as. We made a deal with that farmer that owned that we would split the stuff we find there with him. Thing is, we never saw him after that, so we never ended up splitting it.
Sometimes it's kind of hard to split a penny or something. Yeah. Most of the time, this is what we tell our farmers as well. But when it comes to the end, we have all this stuff, and they look at it like, what is that? I don't want any of that. It looks like garbage. It's all rusty, or it's all, most of the time they're not interested in the finds, but we always offer our finds at the end when we see them. That's if we see them.
And one time, we were getting our permission at a spot, and my dad said, hey, he was at negotiating. He said, you can take anything you want when we're done. He's like, okay. So we go out detecting. My dad found a brooch. We found all this pretty good stuff. He takes it all and leaves us with a penny that got hit by a plow. It was a new
Oh,
penny as well.
no.
And he was saying all stuff
Oh.
like, "Oh, this is like this." He didn't even care what it was. He said, "This is this weird material. I'll just take that and scrap it later."
Oh.
And
Oh,
then
so
you
I
know what he
remember.
said? He said, "You can come back again if you want." Yeah.
It's like when I found out Kentost, I can never say that name of that bell.
Conestoga.
Conestoga? Is that it?
Uh,
Conestoga? The
Conestoga.
Conestoga bells? Well, we had found one at the farm, and we had showed the farmer at the end, and that's the only thing we found. And they're like on all of his field, and he had an electric fence too that was driving us crazy.
yeah.
And at the end, he pulls out this X-Acto knife, like one of those big ones that you do with renovations.
Like an
They have big
alpha
yellow.
knife.
Did he cut it
An
in
alpha.
half?
No, he pulls it out, and then he just starts scraping all the stuff and scraping it all off. And he was like, "Okay, I'll just put a new thing on it, and I'll put it on one of the sheets." So he takes 1800s bell, takes a knife to it, just scraping the thing Jesus out of it. But he
Ah.
reusing
But he
it.
reused it.
He reused it, so it's nice that it's with him
Yeah.
now, and especially that it's all really scratched up. I mean, he was going to the brass. You can see brass
It's
coming up with that, pretty much.
So we're gonna do our last giveaway. We are giving away a 1922 piece dollar. Beautiful. It is a beauty. So we're gonna take the beautiful red bucket. Huh? And I'm gonna look upwards so I don't see what's going on. I keep elbowing the screen. and and the last winner is Richard Moser. Right here. RICHARD Are you here, Richard Moser? Come on, it's the peace dollar. The thing everyone's been waiting for. Yeah. So, I was at school today, and one of my friends came over to me, and he said, "My family did a 23andMe. You know the thing where it does, like, shows your ancestors and stuff? Where you came from?" Well, he said, "Turns out, a large chunk of my ancestry is, what's it called, Italian." And he goes, "You're also Italian too, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Hey, paisano," which is Italian for friend. I look at him, I'm like, "Hey, paisano," and an even better Italian accent. And he's like, "Oh."
What is the name of
Yeah.
it?
I don't, not to be rude to any people that are Italian. I think that's Italian. Oh, he's here! Congratulations, Richard Moser. Congratulations. Get your information out to us, and we will send out the 1922 piece dollar to you. So, do you guys like the new thing where it's like, congratulations? You know, it shows a little thing with the fireworks. Do you guys like that? They're watching. Do you guys see it? Do you guys see it, Laurie?
No,
And
Eric, I'm like, that's not fair. We don't get to see the
Oh.
fireworks.
No.
I'm like,
Yeah. Well, we're coming up on our last question. Is there anything else? Oh, no, no. Do you have any tips for beginners that are new to the hobby?
oh, wow, yeah. There's lots of tips you can give. I think the biggest one is patience.
Yeah.
Patience, number one. Yeah, don't think you're going to go out there and I mean, you will find buried treasure, but you're going to find a lot of garbage too. And but the excitement in the hobby when you do find something is usually what drives all newbies to keep going.
Yeah.
Find that first find, but it's really patience, slow down, don't be in a rush. So many people too fast, slow down. enjoy it,
Sometimes you're on the
listen.
beach and you see the people just walking by like with their detector,
Yeah.
and it's like, what do you do?
And there's that, and hey, sometimes they find a lot of stuff too.
Somehow.
Some of them, I call them speed walkers, and they just,
It's just,
and they're finding stuff, and
maybe I should try that out one day.
I'm like in this tiny little section this big that takes me like a half an hour, 20 minutes, and I look up and everyone's gone. I'm like, good for me.
These people are finding all this stuff, speed walking, and it's like,
Yeah. Some people can do it. I can't. I'm slow. I'm a slow.
I think for a beginner starting into the hobby, learning to dig a proper plug and being clean, so important.
You ever heard of what happened to some of the beaches over here in New Jersey? People that were detected on it, they would just leave their holes open, and it just made the beach scattered with holes. I mean, eventually people like trip and fall on them and get hurt. So what the beach had to do was they brought all new sand out and replenished the beach, covering all the old stuff.
Ugh.
So
That's
when
you can find a lot of stuff online about metal detecting ethics.
The metal
first
code
thing
of ethics.
The beginners is familiarize themselves with those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's their
The
responsibility.
whole list and learn it and respect that.
Yeah. It's a metal detector's responsibility as a newbie to know where they're allowed to detect, where they're not allowed to detect. Sometimes we think, hey, we can go anywhere, but it's
not a free for all.
It's definitely not a free for all. And there's no such thing as an abandoned house.
Yeah.
Sorry, because all abandoned houses still have owners. Either it's the government or the bank, or they live out of town, or it was their parents and they died. And there's a lot of different reasons why somebody's not there, but it doesn't mean because there's no cars or somebody living there, it doesn't mean that it's.
Doesn't mean that the neighbor hasn't been home for the past hour. Doesn't mean it's abandoned.
Sometimes during the summertime, like I remember a few years ago, our lawn was getting really tall. And I said to Eric, next thing you know, we're going to see people metal detecting our front lawn because they're going to think it's abandoned.
Yeah.
See metal detecting.
So, is there anything else that you'd like to talk about before we start to wrap up?
Anything else you want to talk about, babe?
No, but it looks like the kids want to talk to me, so I'm like looking at them, going, they're making all these hand gestures right now. But no, I think except maybe come and check out our new website, and if you're not subscribed, come and take a look. And if you really like our stuff, maybe subscribe. And if you like it, we want, I'm shy to ask for subscribers.
And would you like to really quickly retell us your about your webpage and your Instagram?
Yeah, the webpage is relicdirtyhands.com, all one word.
relicdirtyhands.com.
Yeah, relicdirtyhands.com. That's our website. YouTube is Relic Dirty Hands, 2 words, Relic and then Dirty Hands. And on Instagram, I am Relic_Dirty Hands.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not complicated. Why was I forgetting what I was going to say?
And for the website, make sure you put in Relic Dirty Hands and not just Dirty Hands, because that's a different type of website.
Please don't do it. Don't even go there. Don't even look up dirtyhands.com, please.
Don't.
Relic Dirty Hands, all one word, please.
Yeah. So thanks for being on my show. I really appreciate it. It was a pleasure having you on. It was awesome. You had a lot of great stories.
It was a lot of fun.
It was an honor to be on your show, buddy.
No, it was an honor to have you on here. So, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Thanks for being on my show. And next week we have Rocky Gerald's is going to be on. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Well, no, don't stay tuned. Come back next week for that. So, I guess.
Sign up for our YouTube.
Huh? Oh yeah, make sure to go check out our YouTube channel, Taking Adventures. Once we hit 2,000 subscribers, I'm gonna be eating a pineapple pizza. and after that, I will cry myself to sleep. So, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And without further ado, get out and have a dig adventure.